On today's show, Joanne Moore and Brooke McDonough sit down on community conversations. We shine a light on local with community producer Greg Simoneau, hear original poetry, and get a short, just the facts update on Pembroke town government.
And if you're looking to learn or just have some fun, we'll also be talking about classes, programs, and upcoming things to do in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, and Duxbury.
We're glad you're here. Let's get started. In her 35-year performance career so far, country, bluegrass, and folk music artist Kathy Mattea has been awarded 2 Grammys, 4 CMA Awards, 4 #1 country singles, 5 gold albums, and a platinum greatest hits album. After 6 long years of grappling with the impact of aging on her vocal ability, the legendary Tony Bennett gave her advice that helped her find a way to rediscover her voice and relearn how to sing. The result was her lauded 2018 release, Pretty Bird. Visit the Spire Center on Thursday, September 25th, when Kathy will be performing songs from this poignant and eclectic release and more, starting at 8 p.m. Get your tickets through the Spire Center's website or at the box office.
On the ritual of afternoon tea as a centuries-old practice of finding calm in conversation with others, Henry James said there are few hours in life more agreeable than the hour dedicated to the ceremony known as afternoon tea. The Duxbury Free Library, in partnership with Duxbury for All, invites you to partake in this custom at 4 p.m. on Friday, September 12th for CommunityMedia. Put a calming cap on your busy week by connecting with people in our community while enjoying tea and snacks. All ages are welcome and no registration is required.
Next up is Duxbury Senior Center Director Joanne Moore with Media Manager Brooke McDonough on Community Conversations.
Hi, I'm Joanne Moore, Director of the Duxbury Senior Center, and I'm here today with Brooke McDonough, our Media Manager, to talk about some of the welcoming initiatives that happen at the Senior Center. Brooke, thanks so much for being with me today.
Thank you, Joanne. I'm thrilled to be here with you.
So our #1 goal of our long-range plan is to be a welcoming place for all, and part of that has to do with our LGBTQ initiative. So when did that start, Brooke?
We started it in 2017. We didn't really know how to start, so what we decided to do is send out information in our newsletter and by email just to our whole population, and we offered to have a pizza party. So that was our first jump into the community, and the pizza party was a success. People loved to come for the food, and from there we started planning monthly events.
And I love it. We have a friend up in Boston, Michael Banville. He said to us, if even one person comes, keep doing it, because soon people will find that you're a welcoming and safe place and the participation will grow, and it really has.
Right. I think one of the things that was such a wisdom from him was the consistency. So we do programs every month. When we started off, we were doing them maybe twice a month, but now, maybe every other month, but now we do them every month, usually the 3rd Thursday. And they're all the programs are curated by the people that go to them. So for example, on that very first pizza night in 2017, we said to everybody who came, and a lot of people did come, which was really great for us to see. What do you guys want to do? What do you want to see? What kind of activities do you want us to have, and what time, and is this a good location, and all of those things. We hammered out some details, and we came up with a list of things, and we went from there. So we did sort of build it like that. The first couple of things after the pizza party were a little bit slower, but we kept the names and we kept emailing people, and we just kept building on and building on. And as you know, we had Drag Queen Bingo last June for our Pride event, and there were 150 people there.
Yeah, it's amazing, and
really
I love
fun
to see the vibe and just everyone having such a good time.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what we have going in 2025, 2026, and tell me a little bit about the planning group and how you came up with these list of activities.
So, okay, great. I love that question, because the planning group met in July. So the planning group has consistently met in July and then planned for the whole year. And it's anybody that comes a lot to the programs is invited to be part of the planning group. And a lot of people, they want to be part of the planning group. So we had about 14 people show up. Again, pizza and planning seem to go together for this group. And we just brainstormed ideas on how to get the community together, to get people involved. It seems like we have a good mixture of really fun events, just fun, social, get to know each other, and then events that are helpful and where people can learn more about estate building or solo aging, things like that.
So let's talk about our calendar for the year. September, we have this game night, kind of speed dating. What's that all about?
That's going to be really fun. So, and we're going to partner with the really great staff at the Senior Center who puts wonderful programs together, and they have terrific ideas. So we want, the goal is to gather people together, a big group, so that they can mix and mingle and play and just get to know each other. So even though this group meets once a month, people come and go and people drop out of it, and some people are out there that haven't joined yet. So we want everybody to feel welcome and included. So speed dating, it's not really dating. So this is one of the activities that we thought we would have. It's speed friendship, kind of, where you line up against somebody and you have 3 minutes to talk to them, and we'll have prompts, and then you go to the next person, you have 3 minutes to talk. So you learn a little bit about each person. So we have fun games like that. And we'll have snacks and mocktails, and it'll just be a great social event. The social events like that really attract a lot of people. We had, last year we had a karaoke night. We did tie-dye t-shirts and we did karaoke. And it's just...
There were some good singers.
Yeah.
I was not amongst the good singers, but I did belt one out just for the team.
Right. Yeah, you gotta
have a little fun.
Joy. But anybody can come to game night, even if they don't want to play the games. They can come and have snacks and just watch, and just, if you're more of a quiet person, that's okay too.
And then we're so fortunate to have our great partner, Sam, at the library. Tell me a little bit about that program that she's doing in October.
So Sam is the community engagement librarian at the Duxbury Free Library, and she's going to come to the Senior Center in October and talk about the poets of P-Town and really focus on Mary Oliver and the legacy that she left. And that was another thing that when we were together in the group deciding what we wanted to do for events, that came up because somebody had seen her do that at the library before. So people were really interested in that, and everybody really loves the poetry of Mary Oliver. So,
and Sam's such a great
presenter.
presenter.
And Sam is a terrific presenter, so we're really lucky to have that.
Yep, and then in November, we have an author talk, and she's coming to us from far, far away. So tell me a little bit about June Thomas.
I'm really excited about this. So how this idea came up is that one of the women in the planning group said, we should have a gay bar night and talk about our gay bar experiences, that sounds like fun, and everybody thought that would be a fun way to break the ice and talk to people. And then somebody mentioned that there's a book called A Place of Our Own, and it talks about 6 places that the queer culture has become famous for, feels at home at. And we do a lot of author events at the Duxbury Senior Center, and so the group was asking if we could get this author to come. Since the author lived in Scotland, I didn't think that it would be really feasible, but I called her and she was happy to Zoom in, so she'll be Zooming in. So we're going to do it as a gay bar night and have mocktails and snacks and dress it up, maybe a little disco-ish, and then we'll have a little talk with June Thomas, and everybody will be able to share their experiences.
And thank goodness for Zoom. I mean, you never could get a speaker from Scotland before. And
I know. It's so great.
And I guess that's why it's at 3 o'clock, because we want it before her bedtime.
Right. And we have the technology at the Senior Center. We have the big screen, so it won't be like we're all sitting around a little computer. We'll be watching her on a big screen.
Right.
So it'll feel really intimate. It'll be great.
Awesome. And then December, we might as well get into some holiday fun. What about this Yankee swap and holiday treats?
They picked that too. They said that they want to do a Yankee swap. Again, not everybody has to bring a present, but if you do bring a present, we're going to swap. You're going to be involved in the swap, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I think there's going to be
some
fun.
There's a lot of personalities.
Yes. Yeah. You never know what you're going to unwrap.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. And then how about January 15th? We're going to have a documentary, Gay Marriage.
Yeah, so again, Sam, the librarian from the Duxbury Free Library, is friends with this director who wrote this, who produced this short documentary called The Gay Marriage, and it was 2005, I think, that it came out, but it's really relevant right now, and I think it will bring up great discussion. She's friends with the director, so the director is going to come by and lead the discussion. I think people are really curious as to what's going to come next and what they can do about it and how they can preserve their
And once again, we're so
statuses.
thankful for our partnership with the library. They do
Terrific.
so many amazing things.
Right.
And then in February, we're going to do a program with Cheryl Botieri, and she's been a wonderful resource at the Senior Center talking about solo aging. And that's something that's happening for more and more people. You're living longer than your partner, your spouse, maybe your family members. So she'll be here in February.
And Cheryl's so great at that.
Yeah.
She's so wonderful to talk to, and I think that people will really enjoy that. She's another excellent person to partner with. That's one of our secrets to our success, is the partnerships that we have, I think.
Yeah, and so some of our spring events are a little looser, so why don't we just kind of share some of our ideas, because, you know, we don't have the whole year planned, but we're working on it. So how about what's happening in March? Or
Well,
what do we hope?
Yeah, well, we were thinking what the group wanted to do is connect with PFLAG and have conversations about, you know, how do you talk to your LGBT or trans kids, and just start the conversation. A lot of times just having these hard conversations is an important step for everybody. So we would invite the community, not just the LGBT community, but anybody who is curious about that.
And then in April, the group wanted to do snacks and chat.
Yeah.
And really, they just wanted to talk
They just
and
want
be
a place
together.
to be, a welcoming place, a safe place, a place just to hang out. Right.
Meet some new people.
Right. They just wanted to have a little party on their own.
Yep, and I love it when people say, let's go out to dinner after our events, or let's get together.
Right,
There's nothing
right.
more rewarding than
Right.
the
And
friendships
sometimes they don't
that are
have to
formed.
go out to dinner because we have pizza at a lot of our events.
That's right. We do love the pizza. All right, and how about the legal talk?
So that's another really interesting thing that's come up for a couple of years. So finally we found an attorney that can talk, that is a lesbian attorney that can talk specifically to LGBT concerns when it comes to estate planning and things like that. So and people are really curious about that and interested in that, especially at this, you know, at their ages, and wondering if there are special things that they shouldn't be thinking about.
Right. Well, it's so important to have that plan. And then June, here we go again.
know.
Pride, we
It'll
did.
be June all of a sudden.
Exactly. And so what are we thinking this year?
So we were talking about having a comedy night. We like to do June big. We like to have big Pride events. Last year we had the black tie, the drag queen bingo. We had a food truck the year before.
We had line dancing the year before that.
And then we had the golf thing. We like
yeah.
June to be a big blowout, and we always expect 100+ people. So we're thinking of a comedy night, and we'll keep planning.
Yeah.
It
So
should be
and
great.
I really am so thrilled with our planning committee, because
know.
really it's not our ideas, it's their ideas,
There are
and
so
we
many
just put them on the
ideas
paper.
that we couldn't even fit them all in a whole year. If something falls through, there are backup plans.
Yeah.
And anybody who would like to be on the committee is welcome to be on the committee. We take everybody's suggestions, and that's the best way to do it. Even though we partner with our very talented programming staff at the Duxbury Senior Center, we can. We get ideas directly from the community who we're serving for this.
Well, and I think the nice thing is, if you have an idea, you wake up in the middle of the night, send either myself or Brooke an email, and we'll add it to the list. It may not happen in this fiscal year because we're pretty well planned, but it doesn't mean we couldn't add something. But, you know, we'd love to have anyone come to the planning meeting, and we hope new people will join us for our events.
Right. So we have a mailing list now. We started out with 0 mailing list, and then 12 people came to the pizza party, but we now have a mailing list of an email list of about 330 people all over the South Shore who have come to our events and supported the LGBT community.
Yeah.
And it's allies, and it's friends, and it's people who just want to come out for a good time as well.
And I love it. We've been so fortunate to partner with the Marshfield Council on Aging, the Plymouth Center for Active Living, OCES, and of course the Free Library, who's always our great partner.
Right. I think that's a key to success, is developing all these partnerships, and that helps us make a very diverse and interesting programming.
So we hope you will join us for one of our upcoming events. And like I said, if you have an idea, day or night, send us a quick email and we'll add it to our list. I hope you enjoyed the show today.
Thanks, Joanne.
Eastern Bank Branch Manager Donna Smith-Bocash will be at the Adams Center in Kingston on Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m. for Keep It Safe, a fraud protection program to discuss your rights as a consumer. There's been an increasing sophistication in the kinds of financial scams and identity theft that fraudsters use, and this program will provide you with valuable information to troubleshoot and resolve issues that affect your identity and bank account. Register to reserve your seat for the hour-long program through Kingston Public Library's website.
As the daylight hours wane and the air takes on a chill, there is still joy to be found in tending your garden. Visit Plymouth Patuxent Museums on Thursday, September 25th for a year in a gardener's life for the fall season. You'll get an exclusive peek at the seasonal change of the Plymouth Patuxent Museum gardens, learn how to divide and transplant perennials, collect and save seeds, and clean up your garden to set yourself up for sowing in the spring. The program runs from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and is only $20 per person. Visit the museum's website, events calendar, to sign up.
Next up is poet Steve Anderson in a reading of his original work.
I would like to ask Steve Anderson to speak.
Hey, it's great to be here tonight. I want to thank America's Hometown Laureate, Jennifer Harris, and also, this is the first time I've been to the Plymouth Society House, so if you're watching this out there, this is worth the visit. Come and see. As I've gotten older, I've begun to think more about my life and what happened in the past, or in the alternative, the grandkids live 4 hours away, and when we drive down, we listen to jazz. So I don't know if it's the jazz or getting older. I'm going to read something that you might not recognize as a haiku, but that's your choice. So it's called Perspective. When I was a kid, we had a summer place, a battered survivor of the 38 and 54 hurricanes. Matriarch of the marshes, she stirred, swayed, illustrious at water's edge, sometimes beyond. Dad, a precision machinist before circuit boards, insisted the Dowager was 1 mile, 5,280 feet, from right turn off Route 6 East, no more or less. In years before Little League, Girl Scouts, he maintained, over subtle spousal disfavor and Gregorian calendar, summer season commenced last weekend in April. Sweatshirts, not swimsuits. Turn on gas, water, calibrate ancient appliances, evict long-tailed winter tenants, ventilate, inspect, repair, sweep, scrub, spray, sanitize. Either anxious for first sharp smell of salt air or maximize return on investment, he glowed. 6 years old, home from school, supper, pack, bathroom, sleeping back with sister. Route 6 turned, tumbled, twisted, awakened, traveled rigid, rough, rutted road, plunged into potholes, bounced back, crept over black holes, crept past black holes of closed cottages, curtains drawn, shutters secured, pilot lights extinguished. Car cruised to conclusion, headlights illuminated backyard, populated by paralyzed rabbits. Doors swung open, cottontails disappeared. Dad cautioned, pellets of poop. We commenced delicate dance to back steps. Mum, Steve, look up. Concerned with clean souls, no response. Stephen, look up. There on a cold, dark, late spring Bristol County night, the Milky Way, endless possibilities. Now you might recognize some of these more as traditional haikus. That's up to you. And at least the first ones I think are humorous, so I'm not going to ask for a laugh, but maybe a quick smile. So this first haiku is called Haiku Time. High school reunions and Zoom, same desperate cry. Where'd everybody go? Haiku Peril. Danger for marriage. After deliberation, she got hearing aids. Observations that I think you can make that haiku really helps you concentrate on. This one's called Haiku Light. Beam on grandchild's face, brighter than explosion of any supernova. These are comments on politics, but not comments on politics. So haiku pronouns. It's we the people, not eternal argument, us, we, or they, them. Haiku, confirmation haiku. Talk to like-minded. Listen to gray cells go away of polar ice cap. I think that Philosophy, physics, and poetry are related. I don't know how, but I think they are. And I like to listen to books on physics when I walk, and I understand 25 words. It's only the last 25 words. I can understand nothing further than that. But I was listening to a book, and I concluded that Einstein had screwed us up. Not science, but society. So this haiku is called Einstein. Each observer has valid viewpoint, good physics, but lousy civics. Gail and I had the chance to go to Amsterdam recently, and we went to the Anne Frank house, and it's something. I can't describe the Anne Frank house. I don't think there are words to do that, not enough, not a few. But this haiku is what I observed the people doing at the Anne Frank house. Anne Frank Museum. Behind bookshelf, no one talks. Everyone listens. So thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Dave Antoine is up next with a Just the Facts update on Pembroke government on the local scene.
Town Manager Bill Chenard had much information relayed to the Pembroke Select Board as they carried out their final August meeting. Before cruising to the Pacific for a much-deserved vacation, Bill assured the board that the town will be in the steady hands of Assistant Town Manager Sabrina Chilcott until he returned at the end of August. The board approved a handful of routine items, including a National Grid pole installation, along with requested permits. Board action items offered a sneak preview of what to expect for the October 21st special town meeting, when Bill provided a brief overview of the 10 articles, later endorsed by the town manager's office, and voted to be included on the meeting warrant by the board. Articles 1 and 2 were placeholder articles, the first regarding departments that needed balancing within the town budget, while the second considers capital funding. Article 3, to be elaborated on further as a separate item, concerned the town clerk's office in a move that would change the position from an elected to an appointed position. With the town council drafted article, the town clerk position, if appointed moving forward, will look at how it's administered within the Town Manager's Act, bringing the position closer to one of town staff, in a move that is becoming increasingly common in other towns. In its current state as an elected position, anyone can run for the position, but not without the skill set needed and with limitations. As the clerk oversees a variety of critical tasks within the community, an appointed clerk would potentially be a qualified individual, and what would be, as Selectman Dan Pembroke described it, another step towards professionalism. Bill continued to briefly summarize the remaining articles with Article 4, amending a general bylaw that would remove the consent calendar from the current lottery system. Article 5 was amending a bylaw in relation to Article 3 in terms of how a vote is counted. Article 6 concerned the school committee joining South Shore Vote Tech. Article 7 was a zoning bylaw about the use and regulations on kennels, an article that Bill commented on as long and complicated. Article 8 concerned an anti-noise bylaw. 9 had concerned community preservation, and the final article was related to collective bargaining. The board also looked at the 300th anniversary books in an initial move to sell the books to the Historical Society, one that inspired considerable discussion, given the legalities involved. Suggestions were made on where to rehome these books, which are currently sitting at the attic of the library. The board will revisit this item at a future September meeting. As they neared the end, Selectman Tribuco asked Bill to look into a possible violation of the town's no solicitation policy that may have occurred. The board will reconvene after the schools resume on September 10th. This has been your Pembroke Government Access on the local scene.
The Kingston Senior Center invites you to an afternoon of tapping your toes, singing along to your favorite tunes, competing for prizes, and having fun playing Singo, like bingo but with songs. Each player will get a Singo card with popular songs on it. While DJ Jim spins sound bites from popular music, you'll mark off the tunes that match what you have on your card. Singo will start spinning at noon on September 12th. The cafe will be open until 12:30 if you want to stop by early and have a bite to eat. This is a free and popular event, so be sure to sign up through the Senior Center well in advance. Next up is poet Sheila Lynch Bentinen in a reading of her original work.
And now we have Sheila Lynch Bentinen.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer, for putting this together and for breathing Living Lotus. As Ed mentioned, the aura here is very wonderful. You've breathed some special in here. So this neighborhood, one of my interests is archaeology, and this neighborhood right here is had 10,000 years of people living it. And not many people know that. And this is a mortar and pestle from this area that a woman used to grind corn. And this is a bowl that was found underground, and it would have a fire underneath it. And down the street, a 10,000-year-old settlement was found by archaeologists and closed up. So I'm always amazed when I come to this neighborhood, and it borders the Jones River and out to the bay, on how old it is. So this poem is about that. The earth, she holds secrets. Harsh winter landscape, coated deep, silent blanket of snow. Below the rock-solid, unyielding earth, slowly changing with the light. Spring soil starts to warm. The farmer does his ancient homage to the sun by overturning and seeding soft soil with sustenance. Under black dirt of wonder, worms and a world of microbes, there are also surprises in my area that speak from centuries past. A many centuries-year-old clay pot found beneath the changing soil, made expertly by a woman, just as her family had taught her over time. She formed the soft clay with craft, then fired it to hold the abundant food she collected, to make over the fire sustaining dinner. Looking at the bowl today, I can see the stirring of the pot. I can smell the warm food and the smoky fire. There is history written in books, and there is history written in the soil. Voices unheard leave their presence here in artifacts to say, I also lived here. You know, it's interesting. Last time, you may remember this, Miriam, I did a poetry reading down the street, and there was a cat in the background, and it was meowing. And just now, there's a meowing cat. I think there's, yeah. It's so interesting.
It is a cat. He lives right upstairs.
Oh, does he?
I let him in. He comes in, he'll usually walk around, and then he'll leave.
He's adding a background music.
Does he take his shoes off? Always.
So this poem is about immigrants. Some arrived many thousands of years ago. Some arrived recently with servants. Some arrived shackled to the boat as slaves. Some arrived hungry, escaping the unspeakable. Some arrived by plane. Some arrived with permits of all different colors. Some arrived at Ellis Island. Some arrived with border coyote payments. Some can stay. Some judge who shall go. Some say only their religion is true. Some say only their skin color is worthy. Some do not know history. This poem is about a friend I recently met who's a fabulous bird photographer and spends all day and was a heavy-duty businessman in Boston. Untethered. Untethered, he leaves the house with his camera, looking to share the wonder he finds in birds, all their colors, varieties, personalities, fascinated by the endless wonder. Untethered. He no longer reads or watches the news. He no longer goes into the city for a job. He studies the forest and the seaside seasons instead of the stock market gyrations. Untethered. He wanders unnamed paths, listens for unknown languages, open to amazement at nature an unrestricted schedule, untethered. He feels elation with natural beauty. He knows he will soon fly away, and he wants to be as light as possible, untethered. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila.
Twice a year in spring and autumn, light and dark are perfectly balanced when the sun illuminates the northern and southern hemispheres equally. The autumn equinox is upon us, and Emerald Yoga Studio in Pembroke invites you to celebrate this season of transition with 108 sun salutations. On Wednesday, September 24th, starting at 6:30 p.m., relax into a 75-minute session that will move you through 9 sets of 12 movements in silence, meditating on the harmonious in your life and what no longer aligns with you and can be released. Free for the community, donations for this class are nevertheless welcome and will directly support Emerald Yoga's Sponsor a Yogi program, which provides financial assistance to help make yoga accessible for everyone.
If you are an ophidiophile, a fan of certain slithery reptiles, you'll be excited to meet Flower the corn snake, who will make an appearance at the Plymouth Public Library on Friday, September 26th from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. At this live animal event, anyone eager and over the age of 4.5 will have the chance to pet Flower. Touching is not recommended for younger children or those who are pregnant or have compromised immune systems. Slither your way to the library's website to register for the event. Flower will see you in the Phalo room.
The annual Soul Homestead Harvest Fair returns on Saturday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be hay rides, a horse show, sawmill demonstrations, and a cranberry bog exhibit from Cape Cod Cranberry Growers Association. Feel free to come hungry, as there will be hot food made to order and beer by local brewery Harper Lane. Kids can enjoy face painting with art on the spot, fall-themed crafts and activities, a story walk in the community garden, and the chance to get their hands in the dirt and plant Soul's 2026 garlic crop. Live music will be playing on the pavilion stage throughout the day, beginning at 11:15 a.m. To find out more about the Harvest Fair's bounty of activities, visit the Soul Homestead website or Facebook page.
Here's Alan Howarth with a reading of his original work.
So I'm going to move on with Alan Howarth, please.
Well, good evening, everybody. This is a wonderful place, I tell you. Well, I've got 2 things to read for you tonight. One of them's a little rough, and the other one's a little easy. So we're going to start off with the rough one first. For me, poetry is very much like therapy. And this first poem is really a great example of this. I can cast my mind back to October of 1969, probably one of the worst months of my life. I started with my very best friend dying in a rice paddy in Vietnam, and then the month ended when his longtime girlfriend, receiving the news, killed herself in an apartment on Beacon Hill. So, that being said, the only way I could respond to that was to write a poem. And this is it here. And it's called Standing. Standing for fear my footsteps would falter. I am here on the riverbank, hearing you asking me to put on my armor and wear your colors. You ask not that I go to battle on the fields of Spain or in the dark forests, but in the alleys of despair and streets of loneliness. You offer your love as my shield, that same love you use to nurse my wounds, to fight the illnesses that plague my heart. And lady, I shall carry your banner, a white dove on the scarlet field, Dona nobis pacem inscribed in the strongest black. And lady, I shall carry your love of this river, of the lonely gull, of these dying October flowers. And lady, my pledge to thee, sworn on the stars, I lay my pen at your feet, for I own no sword. Thank you. And then a little lighter, a little more easier. Let me see, where am I gonna go here with this? This poem is called Reflections. Her mind was still, her body swayed through rings and spreading ringlets, expanding like ripples in a pool. It extended, this vision, as her mind twisted, turning ever, changing and multiplying in both her intensity, expanding, and her reality extended toward the stream to hold her new self, which for forever she would ever display. Thank you very much.
Local singer Jessie Kenny is back at the Plymouth Patuxent on Tuesday, September 23rd to wrap up another season of celebrating the region's vibrant musical and artistic heritage at this always anticipated summer music series. Come down and enjoy your last chance of the season to pack a picnic, lay out a blanket, play some lawn games, hang out with the family, and of course take in the tunes. Pizza and beverages from Plentiful Cafe will also be available for purchase. The music plays from 5 to 7 p.m. and tickets are available at the door.
Part of our mission as a media center is to welcome members of the community into our studios to record their own show or podcast about subjects that matter to them. The resulting content reflects the diversity of thought and opinion in our neighbors and neighborhoods, but not necessarily the views of the local scene staff, board, or director. We are a platform for free speech. Each week, we'll shine a light on one of our community shows with a short clip to give you a hint of the content available on our community television and YouTube channel. Enjoy this clip from the Greg Simoneau Show.
So sometimes you just need a new car, you know? Young or old, you know it's going to be a pain. You just got to do it, right? But what are the alternatives, you know? Hot air balloon, maybe? But what do? Just lean towards where you want it to go? Not really sure. It'd be great commuting, though. No traffic. Not sure how it would work on groceries, though. You know? Oh, we bought too much. Drop them. There goes the milk. You know, or, oh, how come you didn't get groceries? To your wife. Honey, the wind. It just wasn't having it, blew us right over Market Basket. Could have stopped. And she'd be like, I told you to go yesterday. The gusts were coming out of the southeast. I know. My boss would be like, you can't park that there, Greg. It takes up 10 spots. You can't have 10 spots. Okay. Well, I'll inflate it and won't take up any spots. But now you'll have to answer the questions about balloon rides.
If you like what you saw, find more of Greg's comedy on Xfinity Channel 6 or Verizon 43. Or visit our community producers YouTube channel at Community on the Local Scene. And that, my friends, wraps this episode of The Local Scene this week. Thank you for watching.
If you live or work in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, or Duxbury and would like to have your own show or podcast, you should. Email community@thelocalscene.media to find out about our free production services and training for community members.
And if you have a story or event you'd like people to know about, email us at story@thelocalscene.media.
And we thank our patrons, Tiny & Sons, Quindle Brothers, and Squinny's Pizza, for supporting our mission of community in action through media.
The Local Scene this week will be back next week with more of what's good and good to know in our area. Until then, we'll see you on The Local Scene. Hello, friend. If you enjoyed this video, please think about scanning the QR code and making a contribution to The Local Scene. Every dollar is appreciated, and your support helps keep community media alive and our resources free to the community. We'll see you on The Local Scene.